Yo, what up everybody? It's P-Sci and I'm back at it again with another deck profile for you guys. Videos every day, subscribe to the channel. This is the highly requested Blazar Turbo deck and I'm going to show it to you guys. I'll have a combo video later in the week to show you exactly what the cards do and exactly how you play the deck. But the ending boards are insane in this deck. So without further ado, the most requested deck by all of my fans, this one. So let's get into it. Alright, we're going to start with the main deck first. Triple Armageddon Knight. So, this card is the starter for the deck. Basically, it's going to allow you to get into your Isolde and Summon Sorceress plays. It's also what the Danger Dark World FTK uses. So, this might get banned on the next ban list coming in November. But I'll come up with another list. I already have ideas for how to make this deck without Armageddon Knight, Summon Sorceress, and Isolde. But yeah, this is your starter card. Also, obviously, 3 Dark Grepher. You're going to want to have this in your hand with Destiny Hero Malicious or some other way to send it. We're trying to get to Isolde as quickly as possible, so I play an extra level 4. So if you open with this, the combos get a lot easier because it puts a warrior on board. I'll explain that in the combo video. Only 2 Vion. I only own 2, but you don't really want to brick, because if you open like all Armageddon Knights and Vions, then you're not going to be able to extend your plays. So 2 is fine. It's a 60 card deck, but you definitely want to open up with a starter card. Doppel Warrior, this is like MVP. This is a token generator, so it really makes synchro climbing very easy for you. You bring this twice with the main combo, and if you open it, that's fine, because you have 2 other in deck that you can special summon, and it can actually special summon itself to the field, which is very useful from your hand. Only 1 Junk Synchron. This is a warrior target for Isolde, depending on certain hands that you will get, but this allows you to do full combo without Destrudo. And next is Destrudo. This is the way that you get your level 3 tuner on board. I have dabbled with Emergency Teleport to get a Ghost Ogre or something like that, but in the end, this is just so consistent because it can be sent to the graveyard by Armageddon Knight. Then we run 2 Jet Synchron. This is getting a little pricey, but it's totally worth it to have 2. You can summon your second Jet Synchron off of your Summon Sorceress during the combo. If you didn't open up 2 warriors, and this allows you to go full combo. But if you did open one of these, or you don't have, or you have an extra warrior on board, you can also use this hand trap, which happens to be an engine card. Because when it's pointing to TG Hyper Librarian, which is a spellcaster, you can special summon Effect Veiler from your deck, and it acts as your level 1 tuner to complete your Blazar synchro. Next, we have a small Dino engine. An Oviraptor, a Coatless, and an Ultimate Conductor. This is just for if you brick, you can summon your Oviraptor. And then also mid-combo, you don't even need Pill. You can hard summon Conductor because you run 2 main deck dinosaurs that you can easily get to the grave because you're basically drawing your whole deck with the combo. And then the final monster is 1 Kaiju. It's nice to have a Kaiju in the deck, but you're not using it to tribute summon over your opponent. You're using it for its actual effect. A lot of people don't know this, but all the Kaijus have effects, and this one has a remove 2 Kaiju counters from the field to negate and banish any card. So this is better than Quasar. Alright, so next, the rest of the deck is spells. It's about like 30-something spells, I think. Triple Allure. This is a turbo deck. You're trying to get to your best cards. This card, Allure of Darkness, combos very well with one of the equip spells that we play. So if you Allure of Darkness your Armageddon Knight away, you can easily bring it back with DDR and start your combo without even using your normal summon, which actually happens a lot more often than you'd think. Next, we need to have consistency. Called by the Grave is at 2 now. You can only run 2, but this is a combo-heavy deck, so if you draw this and full combo, then you know you're safe from more than half the hand traps out there. And then for the rest of the hand traps, we only run 2 Midfield Breaker. This is also another target for our set rotation, so we can give this to our opponent. If they're playing a field spell deck, they're not going to be able to do anything, because while this is on the field, if they don't pop it, they can only activate, they can't activate other field spells, and this also protects you and your plays if you open up full combo. Also, we're going to have a Dragon Ravine, and you're like, well, we want to definitely have Destrudo in Graveyard. Why only 1 Dragon Ravine? It's because we're also playing 2 Terraforming to search this, and also our Kyoto Waterfront. This is what turns the Kaiju on and allows you to have those 2+ negate and banishes for basically free. Then we have the 1 double evolution pill to bring out Conductor. You never really bring out Coatless with this because there's no real point. You want to have, well, I mean, you could, but usually you'll have other negates on board like F.A. Dawn Dragster or Gamma Seal as well, so you don't really need another spell and trap negate. So it's mainly for Conductor to stop Link plays in case they get through your board. One of the best cards in the deck. This allows you to play 4 to 6 copies of any spell in your deck because this searches any spell. It does conflict a little with set rotation, but it ends up being worth it because basically you use this to search Soul Charge, Monster Reborn. Even if you brick in your opening hand, you can find a way to send a Destrudo to graveyard and then left arm offering your hand away for Rhoda. You can use Rhoda, get Armageddon Knight, and start your full combo basically with just 2 cards. Having a deck with a full combo as being 2 cards, it really opens up your options to a lot of different plays. Then the equips for a Soul Day. Obviously, we need the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade because it can recur to your hand and give you a ton of advantage. I run this just in case you draw it early. You can actually put it back in your deck to reserve your Revival equip spells for reviving instead of just sending to the graveyard for the Soul Day play. I run Overdone Burial along with Living Fossil as well. These are both generic revival. You need to have different names. In case you brick, you can actually use these to summon Armageddon Knight from your deck instead of Doppel Warrior and go down a different line of play in order to make the best board possible. Next, final equip spell. This one is so good you run it at 3. DDR, this you basically discard your Divine Sword and you special summon any one of your banished Armageddon Knights. Sometimes you can summon Jet Synchron to just climb up the Synchro ladder. This is one of the best equip spells in the game, in my opinion, and that's why I run 3 of it. Finally, the one-ofs. This one's not on the limited list, but Magical Mallet is very good for unbricking your hand. You can draw it mid-combo when your hand is like 10 cards and shuffle all the non-good pieces back into your deck and then draw combo pieces and keep on going. I really like this card at 1. Double Summon. I mean, if you open with this, great. If you don't, you can draw into it and normal summon a level 1 tuner and continue your combo that way. This card's just amazing. This makes everything free because you do run half the deck monsters, half the deck spells. So if you see this, then you're lit. And then finally, the one-ofs on the limited list. Obviously, Rhoda, this searches any warrior. This will search your Armageddon Knight, and sometimes it'll search Grepher. Like if you open up Malicious or something like that, or Destrudo, and you want to not waste your normal summon, you can search Grepher with this. But if it was at more than 1, you definitely play more than 1 because you definitely want to see it. Foolish Burial, this can send Coatless if you need to put a Conductor on board to stall for 1 turn, or it can send Malicious or Destrudo. Like this, like if you draw this and one of your other starters, then you win. Monster Reborn, obviously for extending the plays. Soul Charge, obviously, Game Charge, you just win. 1 for 1, the special summons at any level 1 from your deck. A lot of times you'll draw so many cards that you won't have one in your deck, but you'll have one in your hand, so you can summon it from your hand as well. This card's broken, that's why it's on the limited list. They brought back Card Destruction. I was thinking about taking this out for Magical Mallet, but there's just too many times where you want to get rid of your hand and put it in the graveyard so that you can draw into revival cards and revive them back. Like discarding a Gamma Seal and then drawing into Monster Reborn or Soul Charge. And then finally, set rotation as your 3rd terraforming because terraforming is only at 2, and you need ways to get to your field spell as quickly as possible. That's it for the main deck, so let's take a look at the extra deck real quick. You only use 2 tokens in your combo, but if things go haywire, you may need a 3rd, so I've got 3 tokens just in case. Link monsters, you have a Soul Day and Summon Sorceress. That's it. I'll explain in the combo video exactly what happens and what you do with these, but basically you're using these to climb the Synchro ladder. Next up, we've got Celestial Double Star Shaman. This revives Doppel Warrior, but after you Synchro Summon this card, you can only Synchro Summon for the rest of the turn. But that doesn't matter because the rest of our extra deck is Synchro Monsters. Next, we've got Formula Synchron. This is at the end, right before we summon Blazar. It gives us another card in our hand. It lets you draw 1, and then you usually have 2 TG Hyper Librarians when you're summoning this, so you end up drawing 3. Next, we have Quandax, another one of our Synchro tuners. This one is just used to climb the ladder. You can also Soul Charge this back, depending on certain hands. And then Blazar, use Blazar's effect to free up one of your extra monster zones, or a zone that a link monster points to. And this actually synchro summons on your opponent's turn, as well as Excel Synchron can synchro summon on your opponent's turn. And this also sends Jet to your grave, so you can extend your plays that way as well. 2 TG Hyper Librarian. This got put back to a few ban lists back, and you summon both, and you synchro summon after you summon both several times. So this ends up being like a +8. It's actually insane. Then we've got a Charge Warrior. This gives you an extra draw. So you usually have your formula, your TG Hyper Librarian, and your other TG Hyper Librarian, and you summon this, and you basically draw another 3 cards, which means 6 from that, and then before that you're already drawing another 3. So that's 9 cards. FA Dawn Dragster, we've got Destrudo in the deck. Putting a generic negate on board for spells and traps is actually just amazing. So I'm very glad they printed this card. Another card, I don't see a lot of people playing this because no one's playing Synchro, but Power Tool Dragon. This card's not only gorgeous to look at, but it's also amazing. You play 7 equips in the deck, and this basically searches any one of them. So amazing, so free. You use it to instantly climb into Crystal Wing in your combo. Black Rose Dragon, this is the one that you summon the least. I've done boards where, excuse me, where I've summoned all 15 cards in my extra deck except for Black Rose. But there's a combo with this, with Doppel Warrior and what's it called? Destrudo, where you summon this Doppel Warrior and you use Destrudo to sync into Black Rose. You blow up the board at Chainlink 2, but Chainlink 1 is Doppel Warrior, so you have 2 tokens to go straight into a Solde and start your play. So that's a really cute combo. Next is level 8s. We've got Cypher Lord Omega. Of course, use this to rip a card from your hand. Sometimes you can even rip 3, depending on if you draw into your DDRs. I'll be showing that in my combo video. Crystal Wing is another amazing card. It's a free monster negate once per turn. And then our big boy, the goal of the deck, is to summon Blazar. This is, I think, the best synchro monster ever, and this deck poops him out with ease. Finally, the side deck. The point of the side deck is to basically make it so that your opponent, if you know you're going second, is to make your opponent not be able to play as well as they could so that you can go into your full combo. Because you're going to be getting that extra card going second, unless you get Glumblard. But hopefully Commoney takes care of that before it gets to be too much of a problem. So 2 Ash with her big forehead. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary. I've played against a lot of good decks without siding. Depending on the hand, you can play through 1 or 2 negates, but if you know you're going second and you want to stop your opponent from setting up their board, then usually side out some consistency cards, or maybe the Dino Engine or something like that for Ash Blossom so that you can continue playing. If Ghost Ogre, and it's also a level 3 tuner, as well as Ghost Ogre, which is also a level 3 tuner that can kind of come in handy because Soul Charge and Monster Reborn and the equip spells that revive are all things in this deck. But this basically can pop something on your opponent's field if you'd like. Then we've got Skullmeister. This can stop a grave effect, an effect activated in grave. So like your opponent's malicious or something like that, it can just stop it right there. DD Crow is actually really good this format because you can remove from play a target that your opponent's trying to summon back or add back to their hand. Then we've got 3 Gamma for your monster effect negation, and then the driver, and then finally the Twin Twisters. So yeah, that was the list. I'll be posting a combo video later on this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you stayed this long, please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me how I'm doing. But anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. You guys have a great day. See ya.